Hello and welcome back to Grandpa Streams Minecraft. My name is History Wes, the title grandpa of the title grandpa of this stream. Anyway, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a good day. Been a very nice, quiet Saturday, and I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. Mostly digging. We are digging down here in what will eventually be our storage room. Probably be more than that because I don't know, we'll have a lot of room in any case below our base. Still got a ways to go. I'm about negative 30 and I want to get down to bedrock. So I've got about 25, 26 more levels to go before I hit the first hints of bedrock. When I hit the first ones, then I will stop there, and that'll be our lowest floor. Hello, Mumbo. Mumbo is dressed like Skizzleman. I'm still not sure why, but we'll find out. Let's see, what time of day is it? Almost sunset. So we're here in History Station, which is our work area, and we are going to be doing some base lighting today along trails. So I've built a bunch of walls and fences and lightning rods, excuse me, along with some lanterns to go with each of those. And I think we'll start with the copper ones near our base. So when night is past, we will get out there and start on them. Anyway, 2 days ago, the new Minecraft drop came out, Mounts of Mayhem, featuring the spear. There's a contest in which you can earn a cape in Minecraft, a zombie horse cape. You've got to go on the bedrock version of the game and kill 5 mobs with a spear. Now, I went on my iPad and tried to do that, but the game would not update for some reason, even after I went in and manually updated it. And what I was forced to do was to delete Minecraft and reinstall it. And maybe I should replace these lamps with copper. I'll do that later. Anyway, when I deleted it and reinstalled it, I lost the saved games I had on my iPad, which is not that big of a deal because I didn't have any that I was really invested in. But it did mean that I didn't have any where I had a lot of gear so that I could easily make a spear and defeat some mobs. But I'll get on that later and try again. I think I killed one. I started a game from beginning, from scratch, and I spawned in an icy world, which meant all the mobs were strays, and I got shot full of arrows, and it made it difficult to kill anything with very limited gear on my part. So we have to do that by tomorrow, by Sunday, in order to get the cape. I'm not super worried if I don't get the cape. It's not that big of a deal. I've got about 8 or 9 capes. But, you know, the completionist in me wants it. I have had a problem with my computer since the update. And I don't know if it's the Minecraft update or if it's one of the mods that I have on here that were updated. And that is that when I log on, the GUI size is set to auto, which makes it way too big for my screen, at least, you know, for me. Because I'm playing on a 5K screen, because this is an iMac. And so I reset it to 6x, which is a nice size. And it's fine, as you can see. But every time I log out and log back in, it's reset to auto. I don't mind having to switch it once, but I do mind having to switch it every single time I log on. So other than playing Minecraft, I've been watching Minecraft on YouTube, as usual. I watched a couple of videos from a player named Nico, who's interesting, I think, anyway, because he answers questions from his viewers about life and everything, not necessarily Minecraft related, so that's fun. Of course, I've been watching the Hermits, including Grian, and his Guess the Build series. When I have a mini-series like that I start watching, I usually I download them all to my watch later, and I watch them one at a time. When I get to the point where I start seeing the same content from multiple viewpoints, I start to delete some of them and not watch them. So I think I've got all of episode 2 of Nice Life, for instance, which is the other miniseries that's currently out from Brian and his friends. And I've also been catching up on AlphaCraft, which my friend Stina Rose Gaming is a member. And there are some other creators on there that I really like. Frilioth, for instance. I used to watch his tutorials all the time. Avomance used to be on AlphaCraft, but I gather he's not. He's on Mindcrack now. And let's see. Oh, one really cool thing. Dallas Med 65 is one of my favorite creators, and this week he had IBX Toy Cat on doing a tour of his base. I like both of them, and but it's really cool to see somebody else looking at Dallas's builds. If you haven't watched any of his videos of he's also on Minecraft, but if you haven't watched his builds of his Let's Play, I highly recommend it, because he has got a Let's Play world that's nearing his 700th episode. Has been around forever, and there he is, as a matter of fact, Dallas Med. And this world that he has built is just incredible. It's amazing. It's got cities and underground realms and massive artificial biomes. I usually watch IBX Toy Cat for his news videos when the new updates are out, especially. I also watch Waddles. Waddles has been annoying me lately. He had a video and he was looking at it and deduced that there was a minecart running on redstone blocks when it was obvious, at least to me, that the minecart was running on resin blocks. But that's okay. That's kind of a nitpick. But when there's a new update, I usually watch multiple creators talk about it. I usually watch those two, as well as Exuma and Slice Lime, who is probably in the position to know the updates the best, since he is one of Mojang's creators. And I've also been doing a little reading. I've been rereading a couple of books from the science fiction series Honor Harrington. The first book is On Basilisk Station. I reread that. And I reread For the Honor of the Queen, which I think is the second book in the series. They are written by David Weber. That's right. I almost forgot his first name. I knew it was Weber. I almost said Steven Weber, but he's an actor. David Weber. And those are good. I also read a manga called I Married My Female Best Friend, which is not the R-rated thing you might think it was based on the title. It was kind of a sweet little slice of life story. And just after I finished Honor Harrington, I realized I haven't read my go-to book in several years. I used to read Watership Down every year. Watership Down by Richard Adams. One of the great books of all time. I love it. I also consider myself an expert on it. In college, we had to do a project based on a book, and I picked Watership Down. And in that project, this was a graduate class, graduate education class, we had to summarize the book, analyze it, and then write lesson plans based on it. That was a huge project, and I did Watership Down. And that's a little loud. I hope I've got the audio settings better. Because I'm aware that in my earlier streams, some people weren't able to hear me speak very well. Getting dark. Here we are in Glenbuck, our medieval town. Out of my bed. Anyway, Watership Down, brilliant book about rabbits, but it's not really about rabbits. It's about people and society and I'm going to remove this. I'm not happy with this, how obtrusive it is. Anyway, Watership Down, also they made a movie of it and a Netflix miniseries. I recommend the movie version. I don't recommend the miniseries, although, you know, it's worthwhile in some ways, but they really messed up some plot points. One thing they did is they gender switched a major character in the story. They made a character who was male in the book into a female character. Now, normally I'm not very picky about things like that, but in this case, in the course of the story, the rabbits must infiltrate this other tribe of rabbits who are kind of like Nazi rabbits, and they are forced to do so because they don't have any females, and they need females for the success of their colony. But in the miniseries, since they gender flopped to this character, well, guess what? They do have females. They have a female right there. They would have rabbits all over the place. So, oh my God, you got converted to zombieism. That's sad. Oh, zombie villager head. Anyway, also the animation is not very good. It's computer animation, although it has some great voice talent. Notably, Peter Capaldi does a great job on it. Still, I would recommend the movie version starring John Hurt as the voice of Hazel, who is the main rabbit character. Anyway, I've got to read that again because it's just a brilliant story. Hello, Wells. You got pushed off. Did the villagers push you? There you are. I might change these and make them just bring a thing up and make them hanging. We'll see. I guess I should put some along the rail line here too. I was going through my purchases today, actually yesterday, when I was trying to get Minecraft to update unsuccessfully, it turned out, and looking to re-download it. This is on my iPad, so it's at the App Store from Apple. And of course that brings to mind going through and double checking subscriptions on things that you get. So much of the software that we use today is in subscription form rather than purchasing outright. We have, for instance, my grandson plays a Bluey app, and we have a subscription for that. But that reminded me of all the other subscriptions that I've got, like Office 365, which I would like to get rid of and just buy a standalone Office, whatever the latest one is for the Mac, I guess Office 2024 maybe. This is my old man showing at me, but Office is one of these love-hate applications. It seems like every time they update it, I like it less. And that's also true of a lot of software. Every time they update either Windows or Mac OS, I like it less than I did before. But the one advantage of buying something or subscribing to something from Apple is that they tell you before it's time to renew. Every time it's coming up for renewal, you get an email, and so you have time to cancel it if you want to, and you also get an email after they've taken the money out. So it's easy to keep track of your subscriptions. And it would be great if we could just get rid of them, but I'm afraid that ship has sailed. We are pretty much in subscription land from now on. And on the same related note, I would wish that Microsoft and other companies would stop trying to get us to use artificial intelligence and force that on us. They put artificial intelligence into Microsoft Word, which I don't need or want when I'm writing. In fact, when I am publishing a book, one of the things that I get asked as part of that publication process is, was this produced or written using artificial intelligence? And the answer needs to be no, you didn't use artificial intelligence, because they don't want to publish either something that's crap or something that you didn't make yourself. But they added that to Word without telling anybody, and then upped the price as well. Fortunately, I was able to go in and turn it off and lower the price. But still, just very annoying when they not only change the product, but raise the price on you without letting you know. Just as is one of the many things I really dislike about using Windows. I used Windows computers for many years, and finally I just got sick of having to deal with crashes. That was the ultimate thing. Crashed one more time and that was it. And I have had very, very few crashes since I've been using a Mac. At one time, I was able to say I've never had a crash, but we had a power outage one time, and when my computer came back on, the power came back on, the computer came back on, and my hard drive was shorted. So that was a pain. However, I was able to take it to the Apple Store, and not only did they fix it, but they did so for free. I should have put, yeah, I don't think these go with that road. I think we'll replace these with the iron and brick, deep slate brick ones. getting all my old man complaints out. In my day, we didn't have these horrible things to deal with. Generally, like most old people, I guess, I feel like change is bad. Especially change for change's sake. Change and improvement are not always the same thing. That's something I can tell you as a former teacher. Education started getting bad when they wanted to, they were constantly pushing for change instead of improvement. All right. Oh, we've already got those. Very good. You should constantly strive to improve. That doesn't mean you should constantly strive to change. In fact, I would argue the opposite. Appreciate the things that you've got and try to improve on them. That's a good example for Minecraft. I mentioned that I was playing with mods. All the mods that I have on are, well, originally they were all for optimization. I use a mod pack called Fabulously Optimized. But I started adding a few mods just for appearances. And I don't have Better Clouds on anymore because it's not updated since I switched to 1.21.11, and neither is my world map displayer or a mod called Particle Rain, which made little splashes and stuff in the water. I'm waiting for those to be updated because I like the little look and appearance of things to be a little more realistic. I used to think I didn't feel that Minecraft was a great game because of its look. I thought Minecraft was a great game because of you know, all you can do with it. This is the sandbox nature of the game. The fact that it's every single block in the world can be manipulated. But appearance is important to a degree too. So hopefully the rain mod and I thought I had more road built already. Oh well. Hopefully the rain mod and the map mod will be updated. So the thing I'm working on right now more than anything is trying to get dugout to build the storage system. Once the storage system is built, then I'm going to start on farms. We have some farms already. We've got our iron farm, our villager powered vegetable farm, bamboo, the sugarcane, wool, tree farm, and two moss farms, one for regular moss and one for pale moss. But there are so many others that that we can build. So over where we just were is going to be our 1920s town, and I've been trying to think of a great name for it. And so I looked online at towns that were around in the 1910s and 1920s but are no longer there. And I found there are a lot of them. There's one not too far from me, as a matter of fact, Bodie, Arizona, I've been to several times. But the name just doesn't grab me. So I think that we're going to go with something different. I really like the name Centralia, but the story of the actual town of Centralia doesn't quite fit our vibe. Centralia was a town in Pennsylvania, I believe, that was around until the 1960s, when the coal mine that's under the ground caught fire and has been burning ever since, and the noxious fumes forced everyone to leave. A lot of people, some people didn't leave; they stayed there until they died. But most people left, and now it's gone. The town of Centralia. So I thought about doing Centralia or Centralia City to differentiate it a lot. But then I was looking at some tutorials on how to build trees, and they were doing all the different kinds of trees. And one of the trees was sycamore. And I just thought Sycamore City had a really great sound to it. So that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with Sycamore City. And that'll be our 1920s area. I've been thinking about all the other possible areas that we could have. So we've got our work area here. We've got our medieval town over there. We're going to have our 1920s city. And I want to piece our world together like that so that they're interconnected. You can go from one to the other, but each one has a different vibe. So that it's almost like different areas of a theme park with different lands like Disneyland has. And among those things we could do Asian. We could do a Mesoamerican, Aztec, and Mayan area. We could do solar punk as well as cyberpunk, so kind of two different sides of the same futuristic coin. We could do Elven and Dwarven, get our fantasy on. We could do modern. I'd like to do one that's kind of like the inside of a computer, so kind of a Tron type thing. We could do cartoon Looney Tunes one, kind of like Tango Tech did in, I think, season 9 of Hermitcraft, or maybe it was season 7. And ancient Roman, ancient Greek, ancient Egyptian. We could do an undersea area. We could do an alien world, and then you have all the possibilities of that. Star Wars, Star Trek, Klingons. Do an actual amusement park, as well as having kind of a theme park like world, we could actually create an area with rides. That's something we started to do on my family server and never completed. And likewise, we could do a zoo. People have done zoos. If I was going to do one, I would just want to do one with the actual mobs from Minecraft rather than, trying to create elephants or something like that. We could do steampunk. That's kind of, I'm not sure whether our medieval town is going to be real medieval or steampunkish. We've still got more work to do on it, so we can go either way. We're here in our Beatles area, which is going to be Pepperland on the Rainbow Road. We could do a modern city, we could do suburbs, we could do something based on Studio Ghibli movies, which are some of my favorites. I should have just left that there, I guess. So we've got a lot of stuff we can do. I've worked on some servers, played on some servers where we had kind of different regions, but each person was in charge of a different one, whereas of course this is going to be my own world. I like playing on a server. Servers are fun. The problem is that you start a server and people usually kind of drop off fairly quickly. Even on a professional server like Hermitcraft, you have people, as the season goes on, drop away to do other things. Which, I mean, no offense to those people, but it does kind of take away your purpose for being on a multiplayer server. But I played on 5 or 6. Notably, my first multiplayer experience was on the Wells Night Patreon server, and I started like late in the season, and there were only a couple of people on who were still playing. So I kind of had that experience of not being able to do the things that you get with a multiplayer server. For instance, buying things in shops and taking part in the economy to give yourself a boost. In the Wells Night server that season, I believe that was his season 3 of his server. So there was a huge shopping district, and none of the stores had anything because all of the owners had stopped restocking before I started playing. And, then there was, I started on the world of Odium, which was an established server, but as soon as I got on, other players started dropping off. I'm trying not to take that personally. Totally unrelated, I'm sure. Now, people had other things. People were moving. Some people just lost interest. And I've played on several informal servers. I don't like to play on a server that's a chaos server. I started on one server and played, made quite a good start, and then they opened it up to allow griefing. And I didn't want to stay on that server, even though they limited the griefing to certain parts of the world, and I could move my base so that I was not in that area that would be griefed. I still just didn't want to play. That whole thing of griefing other people is just smacks of too much immaturity to me, and I would rather not play with immature people. Pulling a prank on your friend is one thing, but just going around destroying the work of other people, I mean, if that's what you're into, great, but I don't want to play on that server. This is going to be Penny Lane, I think. Yeah. Which is a location from a song called Penny Lane. And this side of Pepperland is going to be more traditional with real buildings and stuff, and this side over here is going to get more and more psychedelic as you move away from the Rainbow Road. And let's see. So the reason I've been able to play so much this week is because my grandson hasn't been here with me watching him. My daughter-in-law has been ill and has been staying home, and my son has taken some time to stay with her, which means that they have not needed me to babysit. I don't really think of it as babysitting. I mean, it's my grandson and me hanging out. But because we're buddies. But whenever he's around, I don't get that much done on anything else. And I probably could. I mean, I couldn't play Minecraft, but I could probably do more actual work when he was present, but I don't usually. Sometimes we're playing, sometimes we're just watching TV together. But, so this week, he hasn't been here, which means I've been playing a lot of Minecraft together, but, I mean, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft by myself, but I'm really missing him. Because like I said before, we are buddies. Speaking of, several people have mentioned that they would like their grandparents to play Minecraft with them, but they don't know how to get them to do it. And I'm all about getting older people to play Minecraft. And my suggestion is that first, show them what you're building. Just say, hey, I want to show you that I built this thing in this game called Minecraft, and this is it. Here's my building or whatever. And then give them some time to digest it. Maybe show them 2 or 3 things. And then say, Grandma or Grandpa, I would really like to play. I'd like you to play with me. Don't just say, you should play this game because it's really good. Because a lot of old people are less interested in playing, but they're more interested in taking part in their grandchildren's or children's lives. So instead say, I would really like you to play this game with me. I'd like to show you how to do it. I think you might like it, but I really want you to play with me. I think that'll probably be more effective. And it'd probably be easier for them playing on the Java edition with a keyboard or I suppose any edition with a keyboard and mouse than with a controller. I know I'm not a great expert with the Xbox or PlayStation-like controller because back when I had a video game, those types of controllers weren't invented yet. I used a joystick, but it was just like a joystick with a button on the side. So if you can configure your gaming device for a mouse and keyboard, they'll probably do better. Maybe, maybe not. You know, your grandparents may vary. I've got more copper torches over here. That's the problem with not having a storage system. I've just got stuff all over the place. So speaking of families, we had a death in our family this week. We lost a pet. And that was our desert tortoise named Pancho. She was about 13 years old. Desert tortoises are endangered, and so you can't take them out of the wild. But there are people that raise them in captivity. That's where we got our desert tortoise. Had her since she was about as big around as, I don't know how big around, about 3 inches around, and she was almost the size of a dinner plate when she died. And you know, that's always hard when you lose a pet. I always said when I get old I'm not going to have any pets, and I haven't gotten any for myself. These I always end up inheriting my children's pets, which is not necessarily a bonus. I see so many old men, especially with dogs, and the dogs inevitably die and it breaks them. So I just don't need that in my life. Plus, you have to be willing to take care of your pet. You really should take care of your pet, or you shouldn't have one. That's something I strongly believe in. Anyway, we have one other desert tortoise that is a sister of the one that died. Her name is Butch, and they're both masculine names because when they were first hatched we thought they were males, but actually I'm not 100% sure they aren't, but they look like females. You're supposed to be able to tell by the underside. The males have kind of a concave undershell, and these didn't seem to be concave. We have a turtle too, which is a red-eared terrapin, a red-eared slider, they call them. And we know she's a female because she's laid eggs before, but neither of the tortoises ever have. So we're at negative 31, so we're getting there, getting toward the bottom. It's going to be fun to get this done and start actually building. I'm thinking of making a new entrance, maybe going out this direction rather than our little workhouse up here, because that's kind of cramped and ugly. Like maybe a more grand entrance for this But that made it right. Maybe we can make it over that way. I'll have to see what it's like upstairs. So the other thing I've been able to get done this week, besides playing Minecraft, is I've been going around and replacing the batteries in my Apple AirTags. I get AirTags on everything, so that if I lose it, I can find it. And like last week, I lost my wallet, and I couldn't find it because the AirTag in it had a dead battery, which is no good. So I went around and made sure everything had a fresh battery. And oh, I've lost my beacon effects. So I need to bring the beacon down. I think I'm going to need my elytra for that. Anyway, I don't know if I've told this story before, but my one of my AirTags is on my my e-bike. It has a special location that was designed to hold an AirTag that you can't see, and is difficult to get off. So I had my e-bike chained and locked outside my house at the front, and it was stolen. They just chopped the chain off, which, you know, is not hard to do. I mean, as my son says, all the locks and chains just keep the honest people from stealing your stuff. But it was stolen. But I was able to see that my AirTag, and so the e-bike that it was connected to, were just a few blocks away, which is bad thievery. You don't steal something in your own neighborhood. But anyway, I called the police and I said, hey, I've got an AirTag and I know exactly where my bike is. And so the officer came out and he went to that place and he came back with my bike. Before he went, he said, are you interested in prosecuting, or you just want your bike back? And I said, mostly I just want my bike back. And so he told the people at that place that that's all I wanted, and if they would just give it to him, he would be on his way, as opposed to if he had to get a search warrant, and then somebody would be going to jail. And so they quickly gave him my bike, and he brought it back. So I've made sure that the battery on that is up to date, and if you have an iPhone, I highly recommend getting AirTags on stuff, important stuff like your keys, your wallet, your backpack. And if you don't have an iPhone, if you have an Android, there are similar products for that too. Okay, we're getting close to our time. I want to thank those of you who are visiting, and whether you're watching this stream live or you're watching it on demand, I appreciate your support, and a special thanks to those of you who like and subscribe to my channel, leave a comment on this video, any of the above. I really appreciate it. I'm not doing this to become a big YouTube star. I'm doing it to stay motivated in my Minecraft world, but I still appreciate it, and I love to hear your comments. And I stream every Saturday and Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific time. even on those days when I forget what day it is, like I did last week. I'll still be there. So we got like time to talk about one last thing, and there's a new trailer out for the Supergirl movie, which has got me very excited. I'm a huge Supergirl fan, and the movie trailer so far looks really good. It's based on a good comic book, which I've actually read. Loosely based on the comic book. I think they're like trying to make it accessible to everyone. And if you haven't seen the trailer, check it out. It's on YouTube, of course. Let's see. That's where my middle was. It's 9x9 on the bottom, right? I always forget. I'm thinking about going to the Nether and trying to find some more Nether skulls for a second beacon. I like to have all the effects on my base. It'd actually also be nice to have a beacon that I can carry around with me to wherever I happen to be working. Although the truth is, I seldom mine far away. And so I will be back tomorrow, and I doubt I will have too much more dug, but I might have a little bit more. I'll find something else to work on outside. Probably going to be adding to our dirigible or airship or blimp, whichever term you prefer, that's over in flying above what will be Sycamore City. And is made out of iron blocks, coincidentally. And I didn't bring anything to put in the beacon, but I'll get one of these. No, you have to smelt the gold. I'm not going to waste a diamond on it. Oh, the beacon light's already on. That's not, but it's not working. Okay, I don't have the beacon effect in the corner. That threw me for a second. Yeah, I should start wearing my elytra all the time so I can just fly up here. Because this is a long ladder climb now. Okay. That's going to be it for today. Thanks for stopping by or watching us on demand on YouTube. My name is History West. This has been Grandpa Streams Minecraft. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, keep on Minecrafting.